Shalom. Self-help. Tzedakah, or charity, is a cornerstone of Judaism. But equally important is how it is administered. In this week's parashah, we learned that when a farmer harvested his crop, he was obliged to leave a corner of the field, known as pei'ah, for the poor. When he came to reap the grain, if one or two stalks fell to the ground, they were left to the poor. That was called leket. And stray sheaves that were forgotten and left in the field were also the property of the poor, called shechacha. In times when agriculture was the mainstay of Israel's economy, there were many opportunities for the poor to access food. It would therefore be common on harvest days that the reapers would be followed by the poor who would glean what was left behind. The book of Ruth describes this scenario whereby Ruth could collect ample grain to feed herself and her mother-in-law Naomi. The great 16th century commentator Rav Moshe Alshich asks, wouldn't it have been more efficient and more dignified for the farmer to harvest his entire field and then distribute a percentage to the poor? After all, he had to make an allocation to the Kohen and the Levi. Surely it would have been better to have had an additional handout for the poor. The Alshich explains that the Torah much prefers that the poor participate in the harvesting. Rather than simply receiving a gift, poor people can regard themselves as having worked for what they have received. In that way, they can feel they are engaging in a job of agricultural labour to achieve their entitlement. Rav Alshich says if one can help the needy person in this way, then we are providing for them b'derech kavod, with dignity, rather than degrading them with charity. For most of us, our lives no longer revolve around working in the fields. Yet we can be sensitive to those whom we help. If someone needs assistance, if you can, find a way that protects them from any embarrassment and preserves their self-esteem. Offer them a job. Invest in their business. Help them gain training. There is an additional dimension to extending help in these difficult times. Our sages said, Israel will be redeemed only through tzedakah. In helping others, particularly to help themselves, we are helping ourselves. May our efforts, especially in the mitzvah tzedakah, bring peace to Israel and our troubled world. Shabbat Shalom.